Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, hang in there for, let's say 10 more seconds, and we are going to go live. And 3, Geoff, you're live with audio. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
That is Geoff, and we fade into dun 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 dun. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, welcome to the 82nd running, 82nd running of the Old Humble Distilling Company's Happy Hour, Quarantine Happy Hour podcast show. Bum, 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 or something. Opening shots. Geoff with a G is my guest tonight. A curator of the weird and beautiful. Both things simultaneously. It is amazing, and I love it. We've got Mooskow in chat. Cheers, Mooskow. Cheers, Geoff.
Hello, Mooskow. L'chaim.
Oh, that is yummy stuff. That was our straight whiskey. That's what I like to call my shooting whiskey. And I am drinking our special reserve, neat, for tonight's show. Geoff, tell the peoples what you do.
Hi, how are you doing? My name is Geoff with a G. I'm at once upon a time in the before times. I was originally a sideshow performer and a variety show producer. And I produced a lot of shows around the Houston area before moving up here to Austin, which I live now. Since we are now in the after times, I've moved everything digital, where I actually produce and host not one, not two, not 3, but technically 4 different shows I do on 3 nights of the week.
That's right.
I've got, that's right. On Mondays, I produce and help co-host a show called Gaffing the Truth, myself and Scabs the Clown, where we talk about cryptids and conspiracies and all that sort of stuff. Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, I do The Devil's Hour, which is a variety show that I used to do live, and now I moved it online. And I showcase I'm the curator of weirdos. I showcase the wild and the wonderful from the things that people I know, and all sorts of weird, crazy shit from all over the internet.
There you go.
And then on Saturdays, I do 2 different types of shows depending on the week. I either do the G Spot, which is a one-on-one conversation or interview I have with various types of people within the industry as far as when it comes to sideshow, burlesque, and music. And then in addition, or I do a thing called Soused, which is a trivia game show where the object is not if you're going to get drunk, but how you're going to get drunk.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about the details of that later, because I'm thinking a live adaptation of that is going to be coming to the distillery when the air's not poisonous and we can actually have people over to the shop.
So 2023, yeah.
Very likely so, yeah.
I'm only half kidding.
And we can find all those shows over on Twitch on your channel, Geoff with a G, and on Cabin Fever live stream.
The Cabin Fever live stream is where I broadcast specifically, and then I rebroadcast on my channel as well. There you go. So either way, so Cabin Fever live stream, or like that. And all the other thing I'm also involved with is just once a month, we have a thing called the Give a Hoot, which is part of the Southern Sideshow Hootenanny, where we host a 2-hour show of the best and brightest of all sideshowdom that's in America, actually even beyond America. We're actually talking to people from outside of America.
Yeah, you're worldwide with that. You are
worldwide.
Worked
with people in Canada and with the contacts I made with the Devil's Hour, I've got somebody next season that's coming from England, doing stuff from England. So
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And you can find all that stuff over on Twitch. Same place we're at, by the way, over on Twitch on Cabin Fever live stream, where we're being hosted right now. You can subscribe to that channel while you're watching. You can subscribe to my channel, Old Humble Guy. What is it? Is it subscribing or following over on Twitch? It's following over on Twitch.
Subscribing requires money, and I mean, if you have an Amazon account, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can sign up for one channel for free every month.
And subscribe to Cabin Fever live stream over on Twitch. because that's a bunch of artists, and that's how they are getting paid ever since their stages vanished in the apocalypse. If you're watching us over here on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, hit the or a thumbs up button, follow us, love us, like us, do all the things. Go watch another thing, leave a comment, all that shit. Do all the things you're supposed to do to give your people the love you need to give them. So later on this month, speaking of that specific thing, later on this month, I will be giving away a bottle of whiskey on the 25th. In fact, I'll be giving away 2 bottles of whiskey on the 25th. One of those bottles of whiskey is going to be associated with one of our Old Humble date nights, where you get the bottle of whiskey, mixers for cocktails, and a concert with Ryan Adam Wells streamed to your house from the YouTubes via us.
Yeah, Ryan's a great guy. He is going to be not on this upcoming Souse, but he'll be on the next Souse.
Yeah,
so
dude, that is such a great damn show. And then the other bottle will be given away the same night in association with the show that I'm doing earlier that week. So this is the 25th show, the last show of February that I'm doing. But also on the 23rd, I'm doing a show with the guys over on 21090 where they will be blind tasting our whiskey that we sent over to them, along with a handful of other folks that they've sent samples out to. So it's going to be a fun week. Next week, I'm on with Koo with his standing room only, and
cool.
And on Thursday I am interviewing the Mad Wine Scientist, who is a local winery, local wine. God, a local vintner. That's the word I'm looking for here in the Houston area. And she's just killing it. She's selling all the damn wine. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to do a little bottle exchange. I'm going to drink her wine. She's going to drink my whiskey. We're going to talk about shit. It's going to be fun.
Just don't put those together. That's not a good plan.
No. She'll drink the whiskey. I'll drink the wine. Or maybe, we'll just taste it one way or another. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great show. And it will be our second craft maker. Who our first one was Left Turn Distilling last week. She'll be our next one. And I've got a handful more distilleries and breweries that are queued up and ready to join us later on in this season of the Quarantine Happy Hour. So there you go. We got some shit going on, man. This is awesome. Of course, you can always find us in stores, the original social media apps at the bars.
Well, actually, at least here in Austin, I mean, there may be some in some of the stores. However, it's not available through delivery because I don't go in stores.
I'll be damned. So, is it available? Can you get it through Drizzly over there? Because I know we've been updating.
No, not right now. I used to be able to.
Okay. Maybe the stores are sold out.
But it could, or they could be, or just maybe it's like once they hit they may have a certain mark where they go, all right, cool, we're done the last 3 bottles. All right. Cut it from the Drizzly stuff. I don't know.
I know we're really low in the Austin market.
Yeah, so it's one of those.
But trucks are rolling. They're getting the whiskey out. Should be there by the end of the week.
I'll double check at the end of the week. But yeah, so I had to go to a competitor for getting my whiskey needs. So
I hate that.
But I also bought local. I still make sure.
Yeah,
I still buy local.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll yell at my distributor about that. That's their fault, not yours.
It happens. So you just look to the mirror. You just look to a mirror, going, "How dare you?"
No, we've got a distributor. We've got an actual distributor. I mean, part of it's my fault because I just didn't have the product produced in time. But you got to buy bottles and you got to get the whiskey done. I mean, you got to wait on this stuff. It takes time.
No, it's fair. It's one of those. I get it.
But it's also the distributor, because if they'd have ordered it in October, I'd have had it by the end of November, easy. But they didn't order it in October. They ordered it in December. So screw those guys.
It's so well. I mean, I think in December. I remember. I think that's when I got it last. Was in December. So that makes sense.
And I was planning on coming up there this weekend, but it looks like the weather is going to stop me from coming to Austin this weekend. Damn the gods, preventing me from driving from Corpus Christi to Austin in the middle of the night.
Well, yeah, it's because of it's rainy. Literally like today. I got this morning and I went to go walk the dog. And because I'm
walking the
my dog don't give a shit. He doesn't care. My dog doesn't care about what time I go to bed. He only cares about what time I get up, and he likes to get up around 6:30 and 7 o'clock in the morning. And so, because he's got to go.
Yeah.
So we went out walking,
Dogs
and it
don't
was
care.
kind of cold and chilly, which is fine, and did business stuff like that. Then around 9, we went out again, and it started raining. And I
Hmm.
go, and it's cold because it was like under something. I go, well, that's not going to be good. I'm gonna double check the weather in a little bit and see how it goes then. And literally, like within a half hour, 45 minutes, my van, because I have a van, ladies, that
But it is
that was
not
already
down by the
caked.
river.
No, it's no, it was caked in ice. So I was
Yeesh.
going, yeah, I'm not going anywhere today. While the streets, because it's still the ground was still too warm for
Hmm.
ice to stick currently. That doesn't mean it doesn't mean it's still not slick when it comes to people driving.
Oh yeah,
Just not as bad as icy. So that's when I went, yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
and we're so
And it's
good
supposed to
in
drop even
Texas,
colder today. So like we now had a day where it's been pretty cold, which means tonight there's gonna be ice.
right? And here in
It's gonna be
Texas,
like that all weekend.
we are so good at driving in rain already. So once you freeze that rain, we're even better. Uh,
Oh yeah, I just asked Fort Worth.
yeah, no shit, man. I saw the videos of that. That was just that. Just so you people out there in the inner worlds, there
In
was
the
like a
not Texas.
120 car pileup in Fort Worth today. 100 plus cars smashing into each other in Fort Worth. It was
Both sides of the highway.
insanity, absolute insanity. There was a FedEx
And the
truck
highway got
involved.
shut down for the day. I
Yeah,
think it's probably still shut down.
yeah, it probably is.
Uh,
Yeah, and that's I-35. That's the one that goes from the border, both borders. It goes from the Mexican border all the way up to the Canadian border, and down here we shut it
well,
down.
that isn't how far the wreck went. It was just in
No,
Fort Worth.
the wreck
It's
was
just
just in Fort Worth. You're right.
Fort Worth. Yeah, because it's like really weird because it was I-35 West because for some goddamn reason they decided
Splits
to
out.
split the highway in Waco and then re-put it back together in Denton.
Yeah, and it's
Um,
not like it's close either because like Fort Worth and Dallas are 90 miles apart.
yeah,
The highway is 90 miles, but it's not like east west or like 15 miles in between them, and they go
no,
around this little town. It's 90 miles apart between the in the middle parts between uh,
yeah,
35 west and 35 east. We're crazy down here with freeways. We just like to build them. It's fine.
just
Uh,
like to drive.
so what was it last? No, it was 2 weeks ago. I was talking about good nonsense and bad nonsense and conspiracy theories and things like that that can drive you down the path to bad nonsense. But on Mondays, y'all talk about nonsense, and well, some of it's not nonsense. Some of it's like real stuff, real conspiracy things, real ghost stories. How do y'all, when y'all talk about, I'm gaffing the truth, when y'all talk about your
Yeah,
conspiracy
yeah, yeah,
theories and ghost stories and things like that, how do you differentiate
yeah.
between the nonsense ones and the ones that might be sensible? It might
All
be a
right.
little something.
So for me, okay, I'm a total skeptic on all this shit. But I like the story,
I like
and
the stories
so
too. I love the stories. They're great stories. Uh,
regardless of what it is, I enjoy the story. And Scabs is a little bit more open minded, although he's really skeptical of a lot of stuff too. But he still likes the story as well. So we like talking about it, even if it is bullshit, we're still going to talk about it because it's still interesting.
see,
I mean, it's still like,
that's where I fall on the. I find them to be fascinating and fun and interesting. Like you definitely saw something. You definitely believe you
oh,
saw something, and
like
that's fun and
I
that's
never
awesome. But you know,
yeah,
it's
I
not an
never
alien.
discount anybody's experience. Anybody who felt they saw something, like I saw an alien. I go, well, I know you did absolutely feel that you saw something. I'm not going to take that away from you because you saw something. But your brain
Something.
processed of what it was.
Oh
Your
sure.
brain went processes something with it, but that somebody else may not process that way. I don't know. I wasn't there. I know you experienced something, and I acknowledge that. I never tell people, you're full of shit. If it's about aliens, you're full of shit. You experienced something that you believe to be aliens. I don't just me personally. I don't discount it. I may not believe what you actually experienced is the same thing you did because or actually aliens is probably more true than some of the other stuff because but even then I'm still skeptical on a lot of the stories just because there's way too generic there's way too much generic information with a lot of this sort of stuff that just becomes part of the public consciousness so that
Maybe so.
you say well I like that it's because it's like it's become such the norm because pop culture and everything like says what the alien experience is and
Hmm.
so anytime you go your mind goes this must be an alien experience you're going to automatically fill in the blanks of everything pop culture is thrown at you whether or not it's actually fully part of that or not because you can't
Oh
help it
yeah.
that's how our brains process shit
Human brains are
uh,
very good at finding patterns.
Well, no,
That's what
just
they do.
we have to. Basically it's like we have like it's just like there's like we are by nature do not like blanks,
Hmm.
and so we fill in the blanks however best we can. And so if something is certain way, we'll fill in the blanks that helps fit that paradigm. Whether it's true or not, don't know. But
Well,
I just ask questions, and but I'm open to but I am open to these experiences. Don't get like I'm not the skeptic story goes, nah, it's not true, can't ever be true. I'm not saying it can't be true. I'm just saying that I haven't seen anything to say that it is.
you see,
I don't believe in ghosts.
I'm
I
the
don't
other
believe in
kind of
ghosts at
skeptic.
all.
I'm the other kind of skeptic. I'm the kind of skeptic that look at it and go, that's empirically impossible. That could have possibly been. Like, people can't levitate. You can't levitate a person. That didn't happen. There's something that's a video trick, or your eyes were playing tricks on you, or you think that's what you saw, but that person was not levitating. That didn't happen. That
But
couldn't
the
have
difference,
happened. It's
okay, but
impossible.
see, but the thing is I'm looking at it from like empirically speaking, yes, I whole hug, but I'm also going beyond that because that isn't what the experience is for the person. So I'm
For
trying to
sure.
figure out how they're reacting stuff experientially.
Yeah, and I
Um,
can get that. I mean, I can get on board with that. Like, that's how you when you like turn the corner and you saw what you think you saw, you had that reaction, you had that feel, you got the shivers in your spine or whatever. I mean, hell, I grew up in a house. The house I lived in when I was a kid, we had a linen closet at the end of the hallway, and it was one of those fake wooden panel doors. And on that wooden door, there was two knots, and the wood grain went around the knots and it went down. And I swear to God, you could draw a picture around those wood grains that it would have looked like what one would call a demon. If you could draw that picture, it had the little head and the eyes, and the wood grain going up. I mean, it was a pattern that was mirrored vertically on the door, so it was symmetrical, mostly symmetrical, and you could draw that pattern out there. And if you believed in hocus pocus and silly stuff like that, well, that door clearly is a mark of some haunting in this house, and da 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 da. Whoever lived in this house before called in some evil. Well, it was a brand new house. Nobody ever lived in that house before. so, so
well,
the story the
what?
story
Okay,
falls apart real fast when you like try to conceive of what that could possibly be, other than just a pattern that we invented, and it was there.
no, what's your experience there is what they call pareidolia, which basically is you're seeing patterns. You basically it's like you look into chaos and you see patterns that aren't
Yeah,
really there
the
because
bunny in the
that's how your
clouds.
brain processes stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a very similar sort of thing. It's just so it's yeah, you literally were seeing a wood grain that kind of looked like a thing. It's like all the Jesus sightings on toast.
Jesus and
It's just
toast,
seeing things.
Karen's toast.
Yeah.
But that's
So
actually a really good thing, evolutionarily speaking, because that's how we spot the lion in the shadows in the woods, or whatever. Maybe if it's food in the tall grass, or however we used to do that shit. We don't do that anymore.
well, I would argue to say that I guess kind of that stems from that originally because basically our minds were actually trained to
Yeah.
to discern that, but when we kind of fell out of practice, we're seeing patterns and everything because
Hmm.
our brains haven't shut off from that.
And then when we see the shadows in the woods, it becomes the Slender Man, and now we're freaking out, even though that was a completely fictitious story that was made up by somebody who was like writing a book or whatever it was he was doing.
Oh no, it's creepy pasta, which is the idea of creating internet urban legends.
Yeah.
It was on purpose. So it's like that. There's a lot of things like Paradise Cove and some other stuff that did that for all from creepy
Oh
pasta.
yeah. Well, the Blair Witch Project was like one of the first ones that I remember. I don't know if it was one of the
Well,
first ones,
Blair
but it was
Witch
one of the first
Project
ones I
was
remember.
created to make a movie.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. And they did the
they
whole website and background lore and all the stuff that went with it. And
oh
it was
yeah,
really
no, it's like
masterfully done, because when we watched it for the first time, we thought it was a true story.
because yeah, nobody had done something like that before,
Right?
so it makes really cool.
And
No,
if they had, we didn't know it.
not that I'm a movie nerd. Nothing's really popped up like it's one of those things. It's the first time that's ever happened, and the only time that's ever going to happen truly like it was
Was it the
because
first one? Was the first time something
yeah,
like that happened? Okay.
something to that level. Yes, like the fact is like they actually create like when they started filming it, they put the website up.
Yeah.
And so that way so it was like 2 years before the film came out. So like for 2 years, that website was there, just kind of building traction for people going, "Hey, did you see this weird shit?" And
Yeah.
this is early days of the internet, so it wasn't like there's a lot of stuff to access and do stuff with. So it worked really, really well. And the fact is, like, once the movie was done, they sequestered the actors who were just small actors. I mean, they were like local actors for the area. So they just kind of kept quiet and they weren't even local actors for that area. They actually lived elsewhere.
Yeah.
But
they didn't have agents knocking on their doors.
Well, no, it was like until like 2 weeks after the movie came out. Then they went, "Oh yeah, it's just a movie. Here are the actors." Ta-da! Just 'cause,
yeah. The next time I remember something being as well done as that, as far as the background lore and background internet internet story and background story that went with it, was Paranormal Activity. It was another found footage type of thing, and it was done so well that there were people convinced that this was based on a true story or a true found footage. Until, of course, they found out that was a real actress, and real quick internet search finds out that they're just actors and stuff.
Well, yeah, no, Oren Pelly, who not to humble brag, but I'm a Facebook friend with, for what that's worth, is the guy who created it and wrote it and stuff like that. And so yeah, no, that was another one of the of the craze of the found footage stuff that happened right in that time period, since like Blair Witch through I don't know when. That was one of the better ones because it felt real, because because there wasn't a lot going on, and so like when you watch the movie, you're just going, this is kind of slow and like tedious and mundane, and so that's what, in a weird sort of way, that's what made it work for the longest time. Just going,
oh yeah, and
watching these people.
I'm thinking of scenes from that movie, and I'm getting chills just thinking about it. The ones that I think were the best scenes were the ones where it was like the long footage over the course of the night, sped up,
staring,
where nothing happened. Not even when they were staring. It was just like nothing happened, like absolutely nothing happened. And you're watching it, and it goes from like 10 o'clock to 2 in the morning, or 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, whatever it was, and nothing happens. And you're like rewinding it to like try and find something moving.
To look for just.
You're trying to look, and you're like, did it get darker in the corner and then light? Did that just happen, or is that my eye? No, it's probably my eyes playing tricks. I think those were the best scenes, because they left them in there, and like it was just nothing, and it's priming you for.
It's like the mundanity and then creating the tension. Like that's what really made it work.
Yeah,
and basically, you're just explaining every single ghost hunter video I have ever seen.
That's it, and yeah, that's. I'm not a man. I could go on for hours about how ghosts are just like. Why are they all old white guys? I mean, come on. You telling me that white people in the 1800s had the tortured souls? I mean, really? White people in the 1800s, they were the ones that were tortured?
You should go. You should go do some of the haunted tours in like New Orleans. That they ain't white people going around scaring people. just saying. No. What's weird is like a couple weeks ago, me and Scabs had a ghost hunter guy from Houston area. It's amateur, but he started buying all the equipment, and like there's a house that he wants to go investigate, and so I told him I'd come down to go investigate, because have the guy go.
Maybe we should get him to come with us to the haunted cemetery in Humble for my 500 subscriber special.
Maybe
when the weather gets a little bit nicer and we can actually spend the night at the cemetery and not freeze our nuts off.
Oh, if not him, there's also the Ghost Babes out of the DFW area, which are a couple of burlesque and sideshow performers who do that too.
And merge all the worlds together in one, silly fake ghost stories, burlesque, and stupid nonsense from me. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Brought to you by the Old Humble Distilling Company. We're gonna have a campfire and a cemetery and drink.
I'm on board.
That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Good stories, good times, good whiskey. That's what it's all about. And hopefully the air won't be poisonous and everything will be great. And we'll be raising money, or awareness at least, hopefully money too, for this cemetery, which is it's a national treasure, and should be on the National Registry of Cemeteries here in Humble. Hopefully, we'll be able to raise some awareness for that too. So.
Oh yeah, sure, I'm down.
Yeah, we'll do good all around. It'll be fun. So that's Gaffing the Truth. I guess we talked a little bit about Gaffing the Truth. That's on Mondays at 8.
Mondays at 7:30 Central Standard Time on Cabin Fever live stream.
7:30 Central Standard Time, Cabin Fever live stream. Tune in.
It runs
or else.
Yeah, and so yeah, this Monday, which will be the 15th, it's President's Day,
Mm-hmm.
and so Scabs and I are going to be talking about the Freemasons.
Oh, great. Yeah.
And we're gonna have we're gonna have a special guest on as well, who's a self-reported expert,
Mm-hmm.
who we've had on the show before, but he's known as Master Paradox, who is also he also makes like weird like object darts and stuff like that, really weird and
Mm-hmm.
creepy stuff, which is a lot of fun. I actually have one of his dolls, so like I have a little killer clown doll that he made, and
Cool.
so he's made like so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
So when they do the Freemasons, are they different than the Masons? Because the Masons lodges and the Freemasons lodges, are they two different organizations?
They are two different things, although the Masonic Lodge versus the Freemasons are two different things,
Mm-hmm.
kind of. If you want to know more, tune
Tune
in
in on Monday, February
Central
15th.
on Monday. Yeah, actually, I have friends in the Freemasons, which is weird enough, and so it just
Well, I've known people who are
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Masons, so
I know Masons too. I know some Freemasons though. But I'm once again curator of weirdos. I know lots of people in lots of different forms of life. So
yeah, yeah. And I see the stickers on trucks. You know, if you want to be a Mason, ask a Mason. And I'm assuming that guy's a Mason because I see the sticker on his truck, and they're not very. It's not a secret society at all. They're very open about it.
no, the Masons are not the because yeah, there's. I mean, Houston has like a dozen or so Masonic lodges. You know, I know exactly where they're at. I mean, there's one right there on the other side of the highway from the football stadium.
Oh yeah, over there, Bat Football Stadium. Yeah, and there's one in downtown Humble. They're not hard to find. There's one over in
Energy Stadium
Heights, and one of my favorite is the Odd Fellows organization, which is basically the same type of thing as the Freemasons or the Masons organizations.
Yeah.
And Knights of Columbus, but they're the Odd Fellows. They're same type of organization. This is how I disappear. I'm talking about these organizations that I know tangentially information about because I bumped into a couple of people that have been in them, and then they're gonna have 3 trucks pull up in front of my house and drag me out and educate me about the Masons.
No, that's fair.
You heard it here first, folks. That's how I disappear.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine in the burlesque world who is involved with the Oddfellows, and then back in the '90s, when I went to college at the University of North Texas, there was actually a band, a little like kind of indie rock band called the Oddfellows.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those. That's actually how I became aware of the actual Oddfellows as the organization because of the band.
I became aware of them because they maintain a lot of cemeteries around the country, and I was one of the trustees for their cemetery fund at an organization that I used to work at. And that's how I found out that they existed. I'm like, oh, y'all are a thing. Cool. Neat. So you have meetings and stuff. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's
average age of members was 78. 78.
Oh, they're a bit younger. Like, so it depends on where you're at. But yeah, so
it depends on where you're at. That's
they're
true.
Weird.
It's like the Gideons. That's another one of those secret little groups. They just
they just throw Bibles and people
deposit their Bibles at they deposit the Bibles. If you show up to one of those groups and you're under 40, they get really excited.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because the average age again, 78. They're like, "Oh, this one's old enough to breed still." Like, stop it, leave me alone.
That's actually one of the few. I know like almost everybody in most like the weird organizations. Like, I don't know a Gideon. At least I'm aware of.
I met several of them too.
But it's like I'm sure I had probably met one or two and just was not aware of it. There's one of those things I go. That's one of the few things I go. I don't know anybody in the Gideons. That's really odd.
I was recruited. I got an email just now. I was recruited to join the Gideons back in when I was 30. Yeah, it's one of the Masons. Like, we heard you talking about us. Meet us outside in 20 minutes.
No, it's the Gideon Bible PDF to you right now.
Yeah, I just dropped it in my nightstand over there. Thanks, guys.
Good.
Okay, so that's all Gaffing the Truth. That's fantastic.
Gaffing the Truth.
7:30 on Monday. Entertaining, fun show. Scabs is your lovely, beautiful assistant. And
Yeah,
he's the
yeah,
talent, you're the brains.
Yeah, that's actually kind of true. No, we're equal and stuff. Like literally, it's like we're both good, yeah, good guys. We don't go out and do stuff, and like literally, it's like when I was still living in Houston on Mondays, we ended up hanging out anyways,
Hmm.
and so this is kind of a way for us to still hang out and plus talk about stuff. I mean, he's
Yeah,
really
sure.
into cryptids, and so that's how it started. Was talking about cryptids, and then we went, let's talk about other shit.
Yeah,
That's weird like that. Let's get all X-Filesy, like so. That's what we do.
yeah.
Mostly we just drink and go on tangents about weird movies before going back to talk about the stuff because that's just how it works.
Yeah, see, that's one of my favorite things to do too. When I have people I'm talking to, I'll ask them what the last movie they saw was, or one of the because I'll sit here during the day. I'll get some work done in the morning up to about 10 or 11 o'clock. Then I'll go off and watch a movie. Then I'll come back and I'll get some more work done from 1 to 4 or 5 or so. If I'm at the distillery, I'll turn on some movies in the background while I'm banging out bottles and whatever is going on. I really miss having internet at the distillery, and it would be really great if Comcast had their shit together and could get the damn internet hooked up to my distillery. It's been a year, guys. It's not that complicated. This is what you do. This is your job. Run cable.
Why don't you just download it on your computer and play the computer there?
Well, it's the volume stuff, and I've tried it. It just doesn't work the same. And plus, I have to plan it out ahead of time, and I'm not. I've,
Oh,
I've got other things to
me.
do than plan out my
There's
movie
that.
watching experience for the next 6 hours. And my
There is
mood
that.
my mood changes while I'm at the distillery. I may want to watch one thing at the house and then change my mind while I'm at the shop. I mean, a guy can only watch Breaking Bad so many times. Come on, leave me alone. And
That's fair.
by so many times, the so many is 9 so far. Uh,
Good. I mean,
so
I
far.
enjoyed it quite a bit. I've watched it. I think I've gone through like 3 times, but I've been on a weird like just sitcom kick. Just the idea is just I can throw something on. Like I can really not. I can kind of pay attention to sitcoms and still work
Hmm.
on stuff for the most part. So it works a lot better versus like in drama.
Sure.
I gotta focus in. But if I'm working on stuff, because usually I'm just between like for like the Devil's Hour, which is I'm sure where we're going next.
That is next.
I do a lot of the writing for that show when it comes to like both the introductions and like the monologue and
Hmm.
stuff like that. And so but I want to hear something in the background. So if I put on a show I've seen like 8,000 times, like The Office or like It's Always Sunny or
Right.
whatever, The League. Right now I'm rewatching The League. Um,
I
but
started
sitcoms that
watching
I've
The
seen,
League. I got through 3 or 4 shows, 3 or 4 episodes, and I got distracted by something else, and I hadn't gotten back to it. It's been a couple of years. I probably need to restart watching that because
it's
I
fun.
understand it was kind of fun. So
Yeah, I liked it, and like it's one of those things. I go, I'm not a sports guy, and so it's about fantasy football, which
mhm.
I'm on board for. As far as I mean, it's just jock D&D. Um,
Never heard it described that way, but yeah, that's pretty much right. I've never been into fantasy football. Never been into it. I like
it's like
watching
so
football. I like watching my team play football. I don't really want to
it's
watch all the other teams out of an obligation because I have the kicker on my fantasy football team.
well, the difference is because you're rooting for people. I kind of like the idea because you're rooting for people versus just like some weird conglomerate thing. So
Yeah,
I'm not a joiner tribe. No, I'm not a joiner tribe wise in general for stuff. I go, hey, I like that guy. I'm going to pay attention to what he's doing. And so
right.
if you have a fantasy football team, it's like I have these guys that I like. I'm gonna make sure it's like I support my friend. It's like going like things. I support my friends by watching their shows, drinking their product,
When I have it in
all
stores.
sorts of other stuff, and so on and so forth. So it's one of those. I go. So I kind of get that aspect of it. If I cared about, I mean, I grew up in small town Texas. I know how football works.
Right.
Uh, so,
It's
but it's one
it's
of those things.
what
I
you
just
do.
go.
Yeah.
But I like. But it's less about what that is, although that's what it is. It's more about this weird conglomeration, and it's one of the. It's one of those type of shows that's like borderline not PC anymore, but it's like rides that edge, and
Mm.
they purposely created the show to ride that edge for as long as they can.
Well, that show, it seems to me that
It's
that
just like
comes
It's
out.
Always Sunny.
Yeah, I was going to say that it comes out of the same cloth as It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, those FXX shows, which is one of
Yeah.
the things I go. They're
Uh,
not.
Brockmire's
They're
another one
kind
that's
of
kind of
offensive, but
right
not
on the
really.
edge. Yeah, Brockmire, I get thoroughly entertained by that show. Um,
Yeah, so
have
it's
you
yeah, it's like
have you come across Sinner yet? on Netflix.
Sinner,
Sinner,
like
as
just
in
sin.
opposite of saint. Sinner. Have you come across that one yet on Netflix?
I haven't watched that yet.
Okay, that is. I am through episode 2, and I mean, I just watched that. Like, it is so good. Uh, you'll
I'm
yeah.
you know me, like anything devil
I don't want to.
related,
I don't
I'm
want
on
to. I don't want to
board.
delve too far into the details if you haven't seen it, but it is. It's a murder
Which I don't think I have.
drama thriller mystery type of thing. Kind of cut out of the same cloth. Cloth as Columbo, where you have the superstar detective digging his way into a story, but there's so many multiple
Oh, it
layers
just
that
came
goes
out.
down.
That's why.
Yeah,
So
it just came
yeah.
out. It's trending like now. Um,
Oh, that's.
great series. It's 3
Or rather, they dropped the
seasons.
3 seasons. Oh, I
Yeah,
know of this series. It actually was like on USA a couple of years
no
ago, and they
shit.
must be finally
Okay,
put it on Netflix.
cool.
Yeah, I know of it now. I see who the actors are. So I go, oh yeah, this movie.
Yeah, Bill
This
Pullman.
this dropped. Bill Pullman, Jessica Biel is
Hmm.
what made it stand out for me. The reason I kind of remember the series because it dropped on like USA about the same time as I dropped cable. So it was one of those I go, oh man, that's like because don't get me wrong, that sort of shit is my jam.
It is really good.
I love a good like murder mystery
Hmm.
thriller sort of thing. That's the stuff I
And
love. So I'm always on board for
and
that sort
and
of
the
stuff.
really cool thing, the first season at least, it's not a murder mystery. We know what happened and who did it, and what we don't know is why. And as they start peeling off the layers of the why, it oh my god, it's so fascinating.
No, I love
Yeah.
those sort of shows, like Broadchurch, like from England, which is amazing, which is the same sort of thing.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, I love those sort of things where you just like you don't like it's like all you can the only person you can trust kind of is whoever the central like detective or whatever you call it is. But
Right.
even then, after a while, you're going, can I trust him? and so and so those
Well,
all like I
Knives
love
Out
that
was
sort of
kind of
stuff.
like that too. That was one that was that Knives Out
Knives
came
Out.
out at the beginning of the apocalypse, and I was very disappointed with TV for the rest of the apocalypse because it just didn't live up to Knives Out. Like, come
I saw
on,
that in the theater before. I think that was the last movie I saw in the theater. I
that was in the
think
theater.
it
Hmm.
was. Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Uh, Dude, Ryan Johnson, the director, is one of like I love that. That guy's an amazing director. I mean, he there's a check out Brick. If
Brick.
you get a chance, it's a really great kind of basically it's a film noir set in a high school, and it's got Joseph Gordon-Levitt playing the main character.
Oh, I got that. Okay. See,
He also did a movie called yeah,
this is the other thing
and
I
so
do in
he
my
did
spare
a
time. I do math
yeah.
problems. Anyway,
Then
Brick.
it's a good. He's a good. Then he did another movie called The Brothers Bloom,
Okay.
which is a weird like kind of caper film, which has a really amazing cast, including like Mark Ruffalo and Adrian Brody and
Hmm.
Rachel Weisz, and so it's
Mark
really good.
Mark Ruffalo's name just reminds me of a cross between potato chips and Juggalos. You know, Ruffalos. Nom, nom, nom. Anyway,
So what you're saying is you'd like to eat juggalos? Is
just
that?
potato chips and
Are we figuring
Juggalos.
out a fetish? Are we discovering a new fetish of yours?
We could come up with paint. Anyway, so about Devil's Hour.
Devil's out, yes.
You're
Yeah.
the one
So
being
yeah,
interviewed, not me, Mister. So about Devil's Hour. That's on Wednesday nights. That is your
Wednesday nights at 10
curated
p.m. Central.
10 p.m. Central Standard Time on
Yeah,
on the Twitch channels.
Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever live stream. Subscribe. You use your free Amazon Prime subscription. Everybody's got Amazon Prime by now, I'm sure. Or actually pay money for it. That's pay your
Either
artist.
way.
Um, but that is
But yeah,
your curated Wednesday night jam of interesting, beautiful, and fascinating things from all across the world.
that's true.
And weird. Interesting, beautiful, and weird and fascinating from all across the
Yeah,
world.
and so I
Hmm.
alternate between people I personally know as far as their content because I know a lot of musicians and performers, and then I find stuff too from all over. Like I just this yesterday I played a band from New Zealand called Shepherd's Rain,
Yeah.
and they sang in like in Samoan, that island language.
Was that?
Their song, it was amazing.
I saw some of that. They were the guys with the thing on their face, right? Was that band or was that the like yesterday was Wednesday, right? Yeah, yesterday was the show.
Yeah. So Scotty, because Scotty was my first one, because you know Scotty Galaxy.
Uh-huh.
And he was there. I had Scotty Galaxy because I know him too, so I played his song. Claudette something, who's from a Soul and Stitch sideshow.
Mm-hmm.
I had her perform too, and she's going to be on a thing on Sunday from Valentine's Day.
Oh, cool.
With the brides. They have a monthly show called Eat Me, which is a fun show. They're out of New York, and so it's a really fun show. I've watched them a lot, and I've had them on the G Spot before, and they're really good people. And so she's on that. And then I had Shepherd's Rain, who are like from they're Samoan, or from New Zealand, sorry. And so yeah, they did have like the tribal paints and stuff like that.
No, these were people that had like a mask on. I think it
you
might
were
have been
thinking,
before the
okay.
show.
No,
that wasn't
I
them.
always open the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always open the show with some weird video or something like that of finding it. And so
that was
that band
definitely
is
a
called
weird
Rubber
video.
Band. Well, they're called the Rubber Bandits.
Okay.
And that video is from like 10 years ago, which is why I didn't put that video in part of the main show because it's so old.
Uh-huh.
Now I will be bringing them on the show at some point with some newer content.
Cool.
Because the idea is like during the show proper is highlighting newer content so that they have stuff to sell and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Showcasing an old video I can throw at the beginning. So yeah, the Rubber Bandits. Horse Outside. It's a great video. After you get done with this, everybody's watching this. Go check it out. It's called Horse Outside. It's not under their channel, Rubber Bandits, because they used to be part of a group called the History of Telly, which is like in Ireland, which is like a weird sketch show of comedy. And so they're big comedian stuff. They're a lot of fun. The Rubber Bandits are a lot of fun.
Horse Outside from the Rubber Bandits.
Horse Outside.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's in chat down below, guys. Look. Boop.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, wait. If we're live on YouTube, it's over here, I think. Unless you're on the mobile device, then it's down there. On Twitch, I think it's down
in the
there.
Chat, wherever it is.
Unless you're on mobile, then it's over there. Yeah.
He just want to show you where he likes to put the Juggalo clown paint. That's what he's trying to do. And this. What's weird is not counting that the opening bit, and so yeah, I showcase some musicians, some performers, and then I usually find some weird short film that I'll broadcast. Mm-hmm. I'll tell some jokes. I'll show some weird shit, and then I also help highlight some people I know who have like products. And so I put commercials on the show of people of stuff I know and people I know I like.
Oh, there you go.
I mean,
and we appreciate
there's these twins that keep talking about whiskey every week since I've started doing the show.
I need to get another commercial.
Since I started,
I need a new commercial.
So I've been doing.
The ad twins are great, but I need a new commercial.
So I've been doing. I've been doing the Devil's Hour since April 1st. That was my first episode I did when Tifa Tiddlywinks, who runs Cabin Fever live streams, she goes, hey, because they already started doing their stuff in Houston, but because I was no longer local, I didn't press until one day. She goes, hey, Geoff, I want you to do a thing. I go, all right, cool. How long do you need me for? She goes, all right, cool. Let's just have you for like, how long do you want to do? I go, I don't know, like what, half hour? What do you want to do? All right, can you do an hour? I go, I'll figure something out for an hour. And it became like that first show was an hour and a half because the person who's supposed to come in after me or before me, like something else flaked. I go, all right, cool. And so I just told stories for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Did a couple of stunts. And then I came to the idea, I go, all right, building the show with like bringing in musicians and performers and stuff like that.
Right. See, I was in the same boat. I had a 15-minute cocktail hat corner thing, and Tifa asked me if I could turn it into an hour. I was like, maybe. So I made it 45, and I stretched it to an hour.
That's how it works.
But it's so much easier to make an hour happen when you have this is like falling into a nice, relaxing conversation. I miss doing conversations in bars over drinks with people, having happy hours and enjoying yourself and just being able to relax and talk about your projects and talk about shit going on. I miss that. It didn't have. It's been too damn long. And that's why I keep doing this.
That's how I've been doing it too.
Yeah.
That's basically why. The joke was is like if the pandemic goes any longer, I'll have a show every night of the week. And believe me, it's not. And like thing is, well, it's not. It's just that this is my connection to the world because I'm a good egg. I don't go out and do stuff. I could, but
right.
That's a bad plan.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Stay home. Whiskey will not cure your coronavirus. Whiskey will not prevent your coronavirus. But if you stay home and drink whiskey, you won't catch it from home because there's nobody else there. Come on, people. It's easy.
That's
it's
right.
great.
So and I live within walking distance of 2 bars.
There you go.
Like easy walking distance. And so I don't go to them.
Yeah.
And I probably the way things are trending, even though they're open, like I could
yell at all the people down there. You darn kids.
Well, one has a food truck. I went during the day, but just to go grab food. Literally, as I ordered it, walked over there, and walked right back. But no, it's but yeah, the Devils are online as I used to do it live.
Yeah, and, it was a stage show. That's right.
Yeah, well, weirdly enough, it's always in my head when I built the stage show. I built it like a TV show as far as how I wanted to do stuff. So it's like the idea. I go, all right, cool. Now I can actually make the TV show,
and it adapts very well to the TV format. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's the only unfortunate thing is I like having the live performances, which I don't get right now.
Right. Well, we'll be able to get back to that in the after times. It'll be fine. In the post-apocalyptic society, when you have your post-apocalyptic Devil's Hour shows.
We're getting there.
Okay, so that's Wednesdays at 10 Central on Cabin Fever live stream on Twitch. By the way, it's Cabin Fever live stream, all one word, no spaces.
That's correct.
So that moves us to Saturday.
Saturdays, yeah. So Saturday, usually I alternate between 2 different shows. Originally, I was just doing a thing called the G Spot, which is just me, Geoff with the G, and it's just I was sitting down with a bunch of people and have conversations.
Yeah, you're one-on-one talker.
Yeah, and so I just talk about stuff, which I still enjoy doing. I love doing it, but then I went, I want it's like I got antsy, and I go, well, I want to do something else, and it's that whole idea. I go, well, I can just do another night, and I go, no, I'm not going to do another fucking night of shows right now. So I'm going to go. I'll supplement. The Devil's Hour's locked. I'm not going to change it for anything, and like gapping the truth and the scabs, I can't change that. So I go, all right, cool. The G Spot, I'm going to alternate. So I do the talks first, and I talk to everybody. I've had people from all over, from different sorts of professions, mostly burlesquers and sideshow performers. So yeah, so they had like the Monsters of Schlock, as far as their sideshows, one of my bigger names. Kali von Wunderkammer, who's the one who runs the Great Southern Sideshow Hootenanny. I've had Coco Electric, who is an amazing burlesque performer, world-renowned performer as well, so on and so forth. And so it's been a really fun conversation to talk to all these people. So some of it's just an excuse for me to go, hey, I haven't seen you in forever, so let's catch up. But I've also met people who I've never done so before. So like there's Todd Robbins is one of my favorites. He's a sideshow and vaudeville performer from out of New York City.
Okay.
On Amazon Prime, so all these people with Amazon Prime memberships, there's a movie called American Carney. It's an amazing film. It's all about kind of sideshow and stuff like that, but a lot of it's also about Todd. And so I watched that a couple of times, and I was really into it. And then I just reached out to him. He goes, yeah, it'd be fun. And so it's like we've become friends and stuff like that. I sent him a bottle of your whiskey.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so he loves it. And then
that was kind of the same way that I got Alyssa Kopinski to come on the show. She's the actress who starred in Velocipaster. She tweeted something out, and I responded to her, how many bottles of whiskey do I have to send you to come on my podcast? And she responded back, 1. I'm like, yay! So sent her a bottle, and she came on the show.
Well, I didn't. This was after we talked. I go, all right, cool, because our birthdays are right. Like for Todd.
I'm not above bribing people.
I'm not. Yeah, I try to just have the conversation first, and I go, all right, cool, we gel. Let me get you the good. No, but his birthday's right around mine, so like I went, all right, cool, I'll send you a bottle of whiskey, and so we've become fast friends. And then the following week, I met, chatting with Mysterion, the mind reader, who's one half of the Sentimentalists, who were like on America's Got Talent. They were on Penn and Teller's Fool Us, where they fooled Penn and Teller. An amazing performance and stuff like that. And so I've got to know him pretty well.
And that's saying something because mentalist acts are not. I mean, there's a lot of literature about how it's done. Cold readings, warm readings, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of literature about how it's done. If you can fool Penn and Teller with that act, that's a pretty damn good act.
Oh no, it's like because they're a duo act and they're amazing.
Yeah.
And so I recommend the Sentinel, and like Mysterion, I've got to know pretty well now. And actually, for the other, like instead of watching the Super Bowl, I was watching a show, like he was doing a show where he wanted some people on to do some stuff. So I said, "Oh, cool, I'm on," because like I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl. I don't. All the commercials were already online, so I could watch them beforehand, and I didn't care about the halftime performer. So,
well,
so it's one of those.
I did the modern American tradition of getting a subscription to a service that has the Super Bowl and then canceling it the next day. Modern American tradition.
Which is fair. I just had no interest, and I figured if anything crazy happened, it would pop up like on everything, so I could watch that crazy thing, like the Streaker. So I watched all the Streaker stuff afterwards.
I think I missed the Streaker, but the whole second half of that game was the season finale was terrible after the first half.
Yeah,
the writers just mailed it in. It was pathetic.
Yeah, they just go, well, we already know who's going to win.
Exactly. They need a whole new set of writers for next year. That's what they need.
Yeah, but the Streaker happened. Well, he didn't fully streak. He wore a onesie thong outfit that said "Verity Uncensored," which was his friend's XXX prank show.
Nice. Prank shows are the fucking worst. I swear to God. They're not.
It's one of those things. It's a really, there's a fine line. The ones that do it well do it really well, but but they do it so well it makes it look easy.
Yeah, well, the ones that did it really well were done back in the 80s. Now it's just like, we're gonna make this guy eat shit. Like that's not funny. Well, it's gross. You can kill somebody. God.
The only way that kind of works, that kind of like basically is like they go like because like it's candid camera and the practical jokes and bloopers from the 80s,
and that was done well. Look at me being an old man.
What Ashton Kutcher's show was pretty good as well, but it's like something, and even Jackass to a certain extent, but it's like the whole like Jackass worked because of the people, not because of the stunts.
Right.
And so it's a really hard thing to do.
Exactly.
It's like you have to find the way that makes it work, and people are just paying attention to the stunts, so it looks like shit. But anyway, but it's like, but I remember because I talked about this guy yesterday, which is the only reason why I didn't even know the name of the stuff, because I saw thinking, oh, Streaker,
gotcha,
that's cool. And then I read about the dude and stuff like that, and I go, all right, cool. I'll talk about it.
Oh, there you go.
Well, am I going to talk about Tom Brady's like 7th ring?
Yeah, that dude's a cyborg. I swear to God. Anyway, he's only lost the Super Bowl like twice, I think. He's lost only twice, but he's won it 7 times. I mean, that's a trivia question I have to look up. So tell us about Soused. While I look this up, tell me about Soused.
All right, so Soused. So like when I wanted to try something new and different, I created Soused. I like the idea of doing a trivia game. Now there's another trivia game which is still great and amazing on Cabin Fever live stream, but it's more about jokes for that one. It's less about trivia, which is only it's about trivia too. But it's one of those. The end goal is not about the knowledge, it's about the dumb jokes and just getting drunk on
exactly
stuff. And I went, well, I like getting drunk, don't get me wrong, but I like more than just the jokes. I want the actual knowledge.
Right.
I'm a huge trivia nerd. And so I went, all right, cool. So I wanted to make a game show, but I also want to incorporate what's one of my mainstays, which is drinking.
Yeah, and the rules to the game are, there's 4 rounds. There's an opening round.
There are 4.
No, there's 5. There's an opening round, and then 3 questions, and then the final question.
No, okay. So this is how it works. and you've been on the show twice.
I have, and I should
That's
know
funny.
how this works.
All right, so this is how it works. So it's as I said, the goal of the game is not if you're going to get drunk, but when you're going to get drunk. So what happens is that there are 5 categories which people can choose from. There are 4 guests on the panel.
Okay. Hang on. Time out.
One of the
I'm going to interrupt you real quick. He is 7-2 in Super Bowls. He did lose twice. 7-2, 9 appearances, 7 wins, 2 losses. Carry on.
That's good. Good for him.
Anyway.
So we'll have an everyman round where we get to choose on who gets to start the game.
Right.
The first person, so whoever wins that gets to choose a category. All the categories are named after mixed drinks, but that mixed drink name stems into whatever the category is. Like I was just doing editing for the last 2 episodes today to make them look nice and pretty. Like for example, the last show we had a category called Southside. Because Southside is a nice and tasty beverage, but Southside also has to do with things like Southside Chicago, like where the gangsters were, and so we had gangster trivia based on the Lessers.
That's right,
and so on and so forth. Then we would do 4. There were 4 questions that are going to be answered all the way around, so each player will get to answer a question. If they get the question correct, they have a shot of whatever their alcohol drink of choice. They get to drink it right then and there.
Yep.
But if they get the wrong, they have to pour said drink into a bigger glass.
Into the boat. Unless they have a gravy dish.
The big chug.
You've got your gravy boat.
The big chug. It's the big chug. It's officially known as the big chug.
Right.
And you keep going through all 4 rounds. So if you do well, you're getting kind of lit because you're answering questions correctly. But that big chug is very small because what happens in the final round is also it's an all-play question. Based on a question from the one category that did not get chosen.
Right.
And so if you get the question correct, everybody else gets to do their big chug. If you get it wrong, that's when you get to do the big chug.
Which means you could potentially be drinking a triple shot of whiskey or a triple shot of vodka or a triple shot a quadruple shot of you could be drinking a quadruple shot of whatever it is you brought to the party.
That's right.
On the last round. Yeah. It
happened to a couple of people in the first show.
That is an 8-ounce drink. That is a 2/3. Isn't that 2/3 of a beer? 8 over 12 is 2/3 of a beer. You can do math.
Yeah, but it's like a much higher alcohol content.
But yeah, that's the perspective. Like if you have a whole beer, it's 2/3 of a beer, but it's whiskey, and that's a lot. That's a big mouthful.
It's a big chug.
Yeah, that's a bootable shot. Damn.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's the end of the day. And like the first episode we did, I believe you and Louis Fox both did full 4 shots.
Yeah, I think I had a full shots. Yeah, it was stout.
Actually, everybody did but Keita. I think Keita got 1 question right.
Yeah.
Actually, a couple of people got questions right. I think Louis is the only one. I think Louis got all of them wrong, and maybe my friend Nick is the only one who got them all wrong.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So then
it's one of those. I know Louis got all of his wrong because he had the gravy boat.
Right.
And like a fucking champ, he drank it from the gravy boat.
Out of the gravy boat, too. And it was a clear gravy boat. It was a glass gravy boat, so we could see it.
It was.
Yeah. And then everybody.
So I bought mine, so I have one now too.
But what's just as much fun after that is the post-show conversation, which you find folks don't get to watch. But that's when it slowly starts to seep into the muscles and brain pan of the people steadily beginning to slur their words, and the eyes begin to divert from center points off to the other.
That's my home base right there. That's where I live. So at least I did. I don't it's like I made a point like I have actually rules to my drinking. Is I don't drink alone. I only drink with people. Unfortunately, right now this is the closest I can.
You can drink virtually with people. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. That's how it works.
There it goes.
So. But once we go off air, I'm done drinking. I don't drink again until I go online again, because that's just how it works. Which is why I'll be on having a show every night of the week.
Every night of the week, show from noon to 9 every day. Woo! We're just
Yeah,
doing talk
I
traffic
could
in Austin as you look out your window. Go, yep, there's a red car.
if I get paid for it, I would.
Figure out some way to monetize that. That's possible. I'm sure.
No, it is. It's
I've
just
seen
like
dumber things on
it's
YouTube. Much dumber
true.
things.
It's yeah, but it's got to find that right dumb thing.
Yeah, just the right dumb thing. Oh my, so many dumb things on YouTube. God, like the oh my, I could. That's a whole nother show. YouTube nonsense and shit like that. One of these days, I'm going to do a show. Once I get a better computer that can actually handle the graphics and processing and all that stuff as I broadcast out, or a better internet stream, whichever it is, the problem. I'm going to do a show where I just literally open up my homepage on the YouTube and go down the absolute fucking nonsense that's when you get past all the historical videos of whatever, and then how to make a hatchet from a railroad tie, and then Fortnite games and Apex games and all that shit, and then forts, and then you get into like the weird conspiracy shit that's all the way at the bottom. Yeah, I'm gonna do a show on that one of these days. One of these days when I have
Well,
time and a
that
computer.
actually, what's weird is that all stuff could pop up a lot sooner if you looked into that stuff more often. The only reason that stuff populates ahead of it is because that's the shit you're normally looking at.
Well, yeah, that's the
before you get to
entertaining
that.
stuff. That's
So
what I
like
need
if
to
you
do. I
look,
need to
yeah,
get another account just to look at okay, this is how it starts. I'll do the 9/11 was a scam video, and this is my homepage before. Here's the 9/11 is a scam video, and then we'll go back, and now this is all the other shit. Loch Ness monster was really JFK or whatever other dumb conspiracy stuff that'll pop up on the YouTube. That'll be an
we're
entire show.
actually, yeah. Oh, that might be fun. I might do that too with Scaz. If I can get Scaz, we'll do like the React videos. Like we'll do like React, like because like that's a big thing. I've gone down the rabbit hole of React
Oh yeah,
videos. Like the people first time they're watching said like this, like usually it's like black guys watching rock music for the first time with certain songs. So
sure.
I've really gone. I don't know what it is.
Or
I've gone like
kids listening to their parents' music for the first time. Like, shut up, kids.
it's just like,
You
but
don't know what's
like
good.
the dudes like dude, no, it's like the dudes, the brothers, the black guys listening to there's like one guy who like got really into the Gorillas because he
Oh
like
yeah.
listened to one track.
Or the
So I
black guy who
started
listened
watching
to Black Betty for the first time. That was one I've
stuff
seen.
like that. So that's what stuff I've been getting into. It's like watching that sort of stuff like
Yeah.
that.
See, I just
That's
get
my
too
fun stuff
salty
to
when I watch
watch.
that stuff. I watch them like this is fucking stupid. I'm not wasting my time, and I'll move on to the next thing. But that doesn't make for good YouTubing.
You got to
Like
find the right
you've
guy to
got to be
watch it.
like, I've
There's a
got to
guy
watch the
named
whole
Mr.
thing and
Video, which
react
is so
to it.
much fun.
Yeah. And I don't want to watch the whole stupid
No,
thing and react to it because I'm
no,
a
there's a guy
cranky
named
old
Mr.
man.
Video I've really gotten on board for. So like I like this guy Mr. Video a lot. He's
All
a
right.
lot of fun. He's really funny. So
See, this is how I waste my time watching uh, YouTube gamers and blacksmithing videos and a lot of maker videos. A lot of maker videos.
if I'm watching it,
Recently I've gone down the rice wine rabbit hole because I'm researching rice wine uh, to turn into rice whiskey, and then rice whiskey, rice wine. Uh, God, how to build out videos of building out. Oh, jeez, my YouTube habits are ridiculous and strange. I'm a strange
well,
person.
that's like I do that. Then I like look for weird. Then I look for weird shit to put on the show for the Devil's Hour. So it's like,
Oh
all right,
God.
cool. So like these weird like,
Yeah.
but it like ranges anywhere from like short films to like the weird like 5 minute stuff, like the weird goofy like parody songs
Yeah.
about
Your YouTube
our
habits beat
now
my
former
YouTube habits,
president.
clearly. Your
It's
YouTube
funny. I'll
habits are
put it
way
on.
weirder than mine. Jeff, I hate to do this because I have such a good time
It's
with
that
you, and
time.
this is such a fantastic time. But we are well past the hour mark. It is a quarantine happy hour, and we are at an hour and 5 minutes, which means technically and officially we need to wrap it. So plug your shit. This is the time of the show when we plug our shit. Jeff, plug your shit.
Alrighty. Yes, my name is Geoff with a G, and I do currently I do 3 nights a week on Cabin Fever live stream. It's all one word on Twitch TV. So twitch.tv/Cabin Fever live stream. Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Myself and Scabs the Clown do a show called Gaffing the Truth, where we look into conspiracies, cryptids, weird shit.
There it is.
Uh,
Down in
then
chat.
on
Cabin Fever
Wednesday,
live stream is the link.
yeah. Then on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, I do the Devil's Hour. Devil's Hour is a variety show where I descend into the depths of the internet to bring you the weird, the wild, and the wonderful, all for your entertainment. There's some jokes, there's some music, there's some sideshow, variety performers, all sorts of weird stuff. I've had drag on there, all sorts of really fun, crazy stuff. Will be episode 7 of season 4 this coming week, and it's gonna be a good. This is gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
And then
I was thinking I would like to do a show of drinks, cocktails with queens, or drinks with drag, something like that.
sure.
Just get that burlesque group out of Austin. That's the all drag burlesque group. Damn.
Are you talking about the bizarre strippers?
Yeah, that'd be a fun show.
They're an all trans group.
That'd be a fun show. An absolute fun show.
They're good people.
Yeah, because the handful of times that I've interacted with them, they're just good people. I like them.
Another for more local for you, talk to Carmina Vavra. She's a really funny drag queen.
Mm-hmm.
Or Blackberry, also another fun one. Carmina, you may have an easier time, especially
Carmina Vavra. And Blackberry was the other one?
Because Carmina, Carmina does like Twitch shows and stuff like that, so you may be able to get in with her because she has a lot of comedy stuff. Anyway,
got it. Okay, carry on. Sorry.
Then on Saturdays, so Saturdays I do 2 different types of shows. I do the G Spot, which is a one-on-one conversation show, just kind of similar to what we're doing here, where I talk with like burlesque performers, sideshow performers, musicians. And whatnot, a variety of performers. I've had magicians on as well, where we just kind of talk about what they're up to and just like the state of the world and how we're making shit work. Then I also do a thing called Soused, which is the drinking game show. And then the final Saturday of the 4th Saturday of every month, there's a thing called the Give a Hoot. And the Give the Hoot is a part of the organization. Is a show put on by the Southern Sideshow Hootenanny, which is an organization that is near and dear to my heart, that works on the preservation and the education for sideshow performers. And so, really, I would not be here doing my stuff without Southern Sideshow Hootenanny. And so, our next show is going to be on the 27th, and there's going to be amazing performances on that. Also, all this is on twitch.tv/Cabin Fever live stream.
Link down in chat.
Follow me. Yeah. If you want, you can follow me on Instagram. You do devils.hour or Geoff GEOFF _ with a G.
GEOFF _ with a G. With a G?
Yeah.
With a G.
With a G.
There it is. Both links also down in chat. I'll put those in the description of the video as well, so that y'all can find him on the Instas. Yeah, and that's the stuff. Cool. Now
I'm also on Facebook too. You can track me down that way.
Yeah, it's not hard to find Geoff with a G. Just look up Geoff with a G, and it's
I'm not the only one out there, but there aren't that many.
Yeah, but you're the most handsome and talented one out there. I'll go with that. Those other guys can suck up, can just fuck off. They want to be Geoff with a G. You are Geoff with a G. Take that.
That's fair.
And now it's time with the show where I plug my shit. Weird Specs all over the state of Texas. And if you contact us, we will arrange for a delivery through third-party agents. You can contact us through Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, website, voicemail, smoke signals, carrier pigeons. I mean, you can contact us damn near anywhere. I am not a hard person to get a hold of if you make even the modest amount of effort. Our straight whiskey special reserve is in stores near you. If it's not in a store near you, get better stores. Follow us on all the socials. And by the way, we're doing a capital campaign. The link is also in the description of this video. Check it out. You can help us grow, and you can make some money while you're at it. I think that covers all the cool stuff. We're giving away a bottle on the 25th, and then we're giving away another bottle on the 25th. We will be doing a Twitter-specific trivia question on that show. We will also be doing a YouTube-specific trivia question on that show. and that's for the 2 bottles. So pay attention to the Twitter, pay attention to the YouTubes, and we will be giving away those bottles next week. Who is that? Everything Spicy. Yes, Phil, a third-party agent. That is how we, the distillery, can't sell whiskey directly online, but we can arrange with a third-party agent to send. It's like, for example, the distillery, can't ship whiskey. Geoff can ship whiskey because he's a civilian human being out there walking the earth. I personally can ship whiskey. My lovely wife can ship whiskey. My son, who is only 14, can ship whiskey. But me, the distillery, Old Humble Distilling Company, we cannot ship whiskey because Texas is stupid. We're walking, talking morons. That's what the state of Texas is. And that's just how it works here in the state of Texas. So we can arrange those shipments through a third-party agent. We just can't sell it directly through our website either. That's why our date night box, we can sell the date night box for pickup or personal delivery, but we can't. The distillery can't take the date box, put it in the mail, and send it. It is a weird gray area with the just a weird, stupid loophole with the law. Anywho,
yeah,
I don't remember what else I was talking about. Subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that. Hit a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. So. We are on a renewed march to 500 subscribers. When we hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to go spend the night in a haunted cemetery because that sounds like fun. And that is pretty much everything we got. Geoff, what else? You got anything?
I'm down to come hang out with that 500 subscribers. I'll come down to go.
I'm thinking
the cemetery.
I'm thinking we're going to record the video well before the 500 subscriber, and we'll record the video.
Just, once you hit about 450, that's the time to do it.
I think we'll record it. I'll edit it. We'll save it, and then when we hit 500, we go out there and drop the video.
I'm down. So once you hit that, because where are you at right now?
406, 407, somewhere in that neighborhood. I don't know. I haven't looked at it since December.
All right, so we're looking at probably it's gonna be March before even the idea of doing this. Regardless,
I'll make a big push for subscribers again next month in March. We'll probably be able to record this towards the end of March, and then drop it sometime late March, early April. Sounds like a good time.
You're at 403. Yeah, you're at 403. By the way, I figured I'd check.
Cool.
So it's like things. I think it's like if we get time it right, then I can probably drag Scabs to come do it with us, and let's see what else we'll have. Maybe some of the other Trash Fire people.
Yeah, late March, early April is a great time to go camping because it's not too hot and it's not too cold. It's in
theory.
And it gives me enough time to reach out to the caretakers of the cemetery and make sure they know what we're doing, so that they don't Scooby Doo us.
All the I don't want the woo woo. I mean, we'll probably still will anyways because
I'm more worried about old man Macon coming out with the big old ghost outfit and like trying to scare us off, and then we just group up and we tie him up and we pull off the big rubber mask and we go, "It's you." I'd have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you darn kids.
I'm down for that.
Old man Macon.
That's actually what I want. If that doesn't happen, I'm going to be severely disappointed.
I'll make some calls. We'll see if we can do that.
All right.
All right. Well, gee, I appreciate it, man. This has been a fun show. God, it feels like just.
Oh yeah, anytime, man. You're welcome. Anytime.
Sliding into an old shoe. This was just some good times.
Well, it's been so last time I was on, I think it was like episode 27. I think.
Was it that long ago?
No, it's been a while.
You've been on more than anybody else. You are now the third. This is your third appearance, and nobody else has been on 3 times. I've had one person on twice.
I was like 1 and 2 like pretty quickly, like within probably 3 weeks of each other.
It was early on. I had to have you fill in for somebody, and then
that was one of
the you were on as guest. You were on fill in. Yeah.
That last time I was on, I believe that's what I was, which is fine.
Who was my other guest who was the second invitee? I have to go back to the archives and see who was on here. Ryan Adam Wells. He was on here twice intentionally because it was he was on as a musical guest, and he came on talking Star Wars, the Star Wars fandom rankings and stuff.
Oh yeah.
as a cheap
Okay.
pandering tool for me to get views.
It's fair.
But I just watched. I think I had just watched Rogue One, which is easily like the best. Anyway, we can talk about all that later. Anyway, Geoff, I appreciate you coming on the show, my man. Don't forget,
Yeah.
subscribe to the channel, like the video. Go find Geoff over on Twitch and on Instagram. Hit Cabin Fevers, follow Cabin Fever, and subscribe to their channel. Geoff, say goodbye to all the people.
Yeah. Goodbye to all the people. Can't
Uh,
wait to see you talk to you later.
thanks a bunch, man. Good night, everybody.
All right, keep
Be
drinking.
awesome. Be awesome and drink humble. Cheers.